Alright, look, I don't want to sound melodramatic, but I feel betrayed. I feel hard done by here. I feel like someone pulled some shenanigans when it comes to today's reveal, sort of, because on the Warcom site, there was this little story. There was this thing, and it said, customise your Space Marines with a set of 50 new heads and helmets. And you can clearly see, right there, if we take a glance, what do we have? We've got a crested helm. We've got, I think, a variant of a Mark X helm, but I could be totally wrong. It is quite a small thumbnail. Then we've got one with a half mask. I mean, that's something. That looks like it could be kind of fun, especially since it's 50 new heads and helmets. I mean, surely this is an opportunity to go absolutely wild with stuff from older marks of armour, right? Games Workshop has been slowly but surely blurring the line between Firstborn and Primaris. Like, stats-wise, it makes no difference anymore. They've put out multiple models now that are just, well, hey, they're just Terminators. Don't worry about what's inside, they're just Terminators, who cares? They've even done things like the Castellan for the Black Templars, which was just... yeah, he's just a guy. Stop bugging us. Leave us alone. It doesn't matter. Well, of course, you know, they're the ones who made it matter in the first place. I feel like Space Marine players have made it pretty clear what they'd like to do customization-wise overall, and I feel like what people have been asking for and what Games Workshop has just delivered are slightly at odds with each other, because when I saw that article, I thought to myself, this is going to be at least kind of fun for kit bashers, and it'd be interesting to see what they've got in there. How wrong could I have been? This is the pack of heads, and most of them are just bare heads. Most of them are some flavour of bald person, and that's about it. That is the most underwhelmed I've ever been when it comes to, like, a kit bash related pack. You know? I looked at that title for this article and I thought this could be very fun for Space Marine enjoyers. And in my opinion, and of course it is only my opinion, you may not agree, and that's totally fine. In my opinion, hot garbage. Absolutely would not be interested. Like, if I was building a Space Marine army right now, I just wouldn't bother with this. There was also mention in the article, by the way, of the fact that there's beakies in here. Yeah. 2. Cool! 2 whole beakies? We've got 18 variations of slightly bald to fully bald head and 2 beakies? Better point out the fact that beakies are in there. People might miss them in the sea of stuff that, frankly, I don't think that many people are asking for. Now, I could be totally wrong with this. I could be way out of touch. It might be that actually, really what people have been absolutely clamouring for years now is more bare heads. It might be that outside of the Space Wolf players, most people enjoy bare heads on their Space Marines. It might be that, actually, this is exactly what the people want, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's actually not. Now, I could be totally wrong, and I'm going to hand it over to you guys to let me know in the comments whether this is what you as a Space Marine player really wanted. I mean, let's ignore the fact that, once again, it's another week where we've got more Space Marine stuff, when there's quite a few other factions that are feeling a little bit left out at this point, but this... I mean, if you like bare heads, great. But I feel like the opportunity for introducing some variety into squads, the more interesting aspect of that is mixing different marks of armour. It's blurring that line between Firstborn and Primaris even more. It's introducing stuff that you otherwise wouldn't really be able to get hold of, and this doesn't do that. This just flat out does not really do that. I mean, even when it comes to the helmets, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6. There's 6 definite Mark X helms in there, which, again, feels like kind of a bit of a waste. Like, there was an opportunity to do something interesting and introduce things that you just don't really get that many of, and especially not in the context of buying a box of Primaris Marines, and they did this. And I just don't know why they did this. I don't really understand the thinking at all. Oh, man. If I were making Space Marines right now, I would not bother with this box at all. I'd be scouring bits sites. I'd be going to, like, Bitsbox and eBay, and I'd be buying helmets from there, because I would get such a awful, value for money aspect from this box, because it would be more than half the contents I simply would never use. And I'll just be like, okay, cool. I mean, I guess I could just try and sell all these bear heads on eBay, but then eBay would probably be flooded with bear heads because, let's face it, not that many people want that many bear heads in their squads. They just don't. Let's be honest, let's be real about it. Unless you do, in which case, totally fine, but not for me. Not for me. But I do actually want to ask the question, like, I do want to know, if you are a Space Marines enjoyer, if you're currently building a Space Marine army, if you have a Space Marine army and you were thinking, I want a bit more variety in there, do you want, like, 30-odd bear heads? Or would you have preferred different helmets? Would you prefer that sort of variety as opposed to the non-helmeted variety? I know what I'd like. Obviously, we all know what I'd like. But am I right in thinking that that's probably not what the vast majority of you like, or that you want? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, they did also show off the battle forces. We don't have time to go into those today because I've got to go and prep for Adept is Ridiculous, because we're recording that later, and so we'll have to talk about those tomorrow, but I just couldn't hold in the disappointment. Like, I genuinely was actually disappointed, which feels like a weird thing to say, but seeing that article and then clicking on it, and it's just a load of stuff that's frankly less interesting for me personally than the stuff that would have been cool. Not the best. Not the best one. Not the best one they've done so far. Could have been better. Anyway, let me know what you think of that lot in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.